After a fairly dominant start to the season, our most recent games haven't been particularly smooth sailing. Yes, hello, welcome on into FM21 Sports here for the Killie boys on Football Manager 21. If you're around here, hit that subscribe button for more daily Football Manager content. If you missed the last episode, go and have a look at it. We played Borussia Dortmund and Rangers, two tough games, but since then, I say it's been a bit tricky for us. We've not lost a game since then, but we have not been dominating as much as we were at the start of the season. Saying that, the first game we played after the last episode was a 5-0 win against St Johnstone. Goals for Pena, 2 for Jovic, 1 for Stacey and Alfredo. Nice goals there. And then we went on a run where we won most of the games. We've just drawn a couple, but we've only won the games by 1 goal. Lots of 2-1s and a few 1-0s. We beat Hibs in the Premiership. 2-1 there. You see Alfredo scored, then Demao. He scored a late goal to get us slightly worried at the end of the game, but we ended up winning 2-1. We then played Atletico Madrid at Rugby Park, where we got a 0-0 draw. Defensively, we were very good. Offensively, we were not. Yeah, but yes, a 0-0 draw against Atletico Madrid. I can't really complain about that. We then played Falkirk, where we had a 0-0 draw, and I could complain about that because we were bad. George Pena got himself sent off in the 94th minute of that one. We then played Wraith. We won 1-0 thanks to Yao Francisco, who was playing for us in that game. We then played CSK Moscow, who we do play in today's episode, so we beat them the first time we played them at Rugby Park. 2-0 goals for Jovic and Boba early on, got us the win there. If I remember rightly, I don't think CSK Moscow had a shot on target in the whole game. We then played St Mirren 2-1, where we had 2 early goals, and then St Mirren got another late goal, similar to the way Hibs pulled one back late in the game. They pulled one back as well, but we won it 2-1. And then we had a very good performance up against Celtic, where we won 2-1. Again, a late goal for Celtic in that one. So, I mean, if it wasn't for all the late goals, we'd have not conceded a goal since we played the last episode. But we've conceded 3 goals in these games, and all of them have been in added time at the end of 90 minutes. Maybe I need to change my tactics as I get late in a game. Who knows? But it was a good win against Celtic. We normally don't do particularly well against them, even when they're not near the top of the table. But we have done so far this season with that lovely victory there. And then we played Motherwell in the Betfred Cup semi-final, and we won 1-0 thanks to Alfredo. Penalty. The team didn't play that great. Defensively they did, but not so much at the back. We kind of rotated the team a little bit in preparation for this game. But I'll be honest, a game every 3 or 4 days is kind of battering our squad. Even though we've got quite a deep squad, there's lots of people who are not fully fit. So let's show you how that leaves us in the league then. You can see we are just 1 point behind Rangers. Them in 27, us in 26. Then a bit of a gap down to Hibs, Hamilton and Hearts. And in Celtic even further down, only 16 points. They've only won 4 games this season. One of them was against Rangers. One of the only 2 losses that Rangers have suffered this season. We've only lost 1 game, and that was against Rangers. Looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race this year between ourselves and Rangers. Maybe Celtic can get there if they buck their ideas up. We can see in terms of average ratings, Edward Lambert's up the top there. And we've got Alfredo in the goals charts. And actually, in terms of average rating, we've got Fuentes at Rangers, who's on loan from us. And he's playing particularly well for them. And looking at our Champions League group at the halfway stage, where all of us have played 3 games, we are unbeaten alongside Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid on 7 points, us on 5, and Dortmund on 4. I didn't think we would be competing at this. It looks like we're almost certainly going to get third. Maybe we could get to the knockout stages of the Champions League. That would be outstanding. I don't want to, think ahead too far, but we do have a home game against Dortmund after drawing 0-0 away, so we could get a positive result from that. And in the last game of the Champions League group stage, you'll get to see in the next episode against Atletico Madrid away in Madrid. That could be a title challenge to get a title for winning the group. It's certainly a group winning game to see who gets to win that group. Could be very exciting. But in today's episode, we're going to get to have a game against CSK Moscow, which should hopefully be a win. We are away in Moscow, and then at home to Hearts in a few days' time. So let's show you the team for the game against CSK Moscow. As I mentioned before, there's a few players who are not particularly fit. So we've kind of had to rotate a little bit. So here we go. Let me talk you through the players who aren't available. So we know we don't have a lot of players registered. Neves, Armini, Kokatovic, Sibley, Bowen and Castellon aren't registered, so they can't get in the squad even though they're fairly fit. Alcatraz is absolutely destroyed. He's not very fit at all, so he's not getting on the bench even. Vlalic and João Francisco can't play. Vlalic is suspended and João Francisco is injured. Kieran Tierney suffering for fitness, as is Darren Anderson, the centre back, and Hector Guerrino's not doing great things either. And then looking at the bench, you can see the players who are on it just now, they've not got great fitness either. So basically this team's picking itself just based on the fit players are there. So we've had a little bit of a shuffle about, but hopefully it's still enough to beat CSK Moscow, who are definitely the weakest team in this group. So we're going to go with Francois in goal. He's kind of become the starter. I feel sorry for Ryan Morris. He's really good. He is the club captain as well, but Francois is just not conceding that many goals, to be honest. Perez is going to move across the left centre-back position, and Sika is moving in from right-back to play at centre-back. It means Tomas plays at right-back for us, and Carrasco gets the game at left-back again. In the midfield, we're sugared things about a little bit. Lunin is going to play there. Blair Lunin, remember, we signed him for quite a lot of money from Dundee United, so he's going to play deep-line playmaker role. Eduardo Pena is going to play on the left-hand side, and George Pena is going to play at attacking midfield. Normally, George Pena's dropped back in one of these roles, but he's at the attacking midfield position today. Lambert gets the game on the right. Demau, even though he's not fully fit, gets the game on the left because, let's be honest, we don't really have anyone that's fully fit on the bench, so I just chose to play Demau. I could have played Nketiah, I could have played Boba, but I've chosen Demau. And then Alfredo gets the game up front. You can see Alfredo's just one goal away from getting into double figures for the season so far, which would be a good achievement at the start of November. Let's get into it. There are so few of our regular starters in the game here that it said I haven't got a captain selected. I've got about 3 or 4 backups after the captain and vice captain, and none of them are even in the starting 11. So George Pena takes the captain's armband today, which could be very interesting indeed. We walk out here. We are wearing our white strip against CSK Moscow in their blue and red. And let's get into it. First highlight of the game here. Lambert swings the ball in. It's headed away only as far as Lunin, though. And can he find Lambert? He does indeed. Lambert might play this ball back to Lunin. He does. And can we find the overlap? No, we find Lambert. Back to Lunin. They're just keeping the ball between the two of them. Lunin swings it in and Demau heads that in at the back post. His 5th goal of the season. Demau's been a very, very good signing. I've been impressed with him so far this season. He could be one that could take us to that next level. And you can see here, he gets his head on this cross from Lunin. Lunin hits it in toward the middle, and Demau rises above the defender and the goalkeeper to head that one in. 1-0 after 14 minutes. And we're just ticking towards half-time here. That was the only highlight of the game. Here's the second one. Lambert with a free kick, swings it in toward Perez, and that's a good finish from the centre-back. His 2nd goal of the season. And we're up 2-0 just going into half-time here. I was just looking at Demau. 9 million well spent, I think, for him. That's a very shrewd piece of business, I think, for Demau. And it's a very good piece of business we made for Perez last season as well. A nice solid centre back, and he's got a scoring threat going forward as well. You see, one player was offside in the middle of the box there, but it went to Perez at the back post, who was onside, and that actually has put us top of the table at the moment, because it looks like Borussia Dortmund are beating Atletico Madrid in the other game, which means we are top of the table at the moment, top of our group in the Champions League. Not something I'd expect to say today. Lambert swings the ball in, and Perez nearly got his 2nd of the game, but not quite yet. 2-0 to Borussia Dortmund now, so it looks like we're going to be top of this table. We've made a few changes in this game, but again, there's not really been a huge number of highlights in it. I can only apologise for you watching at home, because not a lot has happened, but there is a highlight late on in this game. Let's see what happens here. Are we going to concede another late goal? Because that would be pretty annoying. The ball's played forward toward Boba, who has come on up front. Pena with it, finds Demau. He's got the overlap from Carrasco. Back into Demau now. Back to Boba and Demau and Jovic, and the ball's cleared away to Tomas, and back to Sika here in centre back today instead of playing his normal right back. And Hamill, who's come on the right hand side, through to Jovic, who'd come on at attacking mid. It's a good save from the goalkeeper. And 1 minute to go. And here is a throw in for us deep in the CSK Moscow half. Jovic with it out to Lunin on the edge of the box. Will he hit this himself? No, he plays it into Pena. Pena back to Lunin, out to the right hand side, and Tomas here. He's in acres of space. Can he swing the ball in the box? He gets fouled, does he? No, it's a fair challenge, says the referee. It's a fair challenge, says the ref, and Chalov comes away with it. And there's just a few seconds left. Don't concede another late goal. Come on, we don't want to be doing that. The ball's cleared out, and surely that is the end of the game. Maybe? I'm not even going to try and say that boy's name, but the ball's cleared away. And referee, blow your whistle. He has. A nice, comfortable 2-0 win, just as what happened at Rugby Park earlier in the season. I'm going to say to the boys, that was a nice win. They played well. And let's see how we sit on the league table. Yes, indeed. Dortmund held on to their 2-0 win, which means we are now top of this group. We have to play against Dortmund and Atletico Madrid, though you imagine both of them will beat CSKA Moscow. So we need to try and get above 10 points between our results of those games. Because if Dortmund and Atletico Madrid win both their games against Moscow, they'll both go into 10 points, and it'll be based on their results against us to see what happens. So I think we need a win somewhere, to be honest. Hopefully we can get that in either the Dortmund game, or maybe it'll need to be in the last day in the next episode when we play against Atletico Madrid. And Abraham Puentes had a fairly good game for Rangers as well in the Champions League, scoring a goal, getting a 7.7 rating as they beat PSV 2-0. I'm glad to see Rangers making a good use of him. I was not, so I loaned him out to Rangers. Not a thing you often do to your title rivals, but obviously he can't play against us when he does play in the league. But he's playing very well for them, which I suppose is good, since he's going to develop. Also bad because it's meaning that Rangers are doing well. I'd rather they weren't, but he was. That'd be good. So if you just look on the left-hand side at this kind of semi-midway stage of the Champions League, Rangers are third in their group. They're kind of competing with Lyon to see if they can get that second place. It looks like they've almost guaranteed third after that win against PSV, though, unless PSV win both their games against Lyon and Chelsea, which I don't think is going to happen, to be honest. You see us, we are top of our group, but that could go either way. There's 3 teams competing there. That could be very, very close. But we're guaranteed third, which is good, which means we get to the knockout stages of the Europa League at worst. And down in the bottom group, you can just see it there. Celtic, they've only played 3 games each in that group. They play their next game tomorrow. Celtic are there on 3 points. So it looks like Celtic will at least get Europa League as well. Possibly they might qualify depending on how they do against Porto for the Champions League knockout stage as well. So it's good for Scottish teams, for Scotland as a country, and to get the coefficient that 3 teams are doing successfully in the Champions League. I've not even checked Europa League and the Conference League for the other teams, but hey, our 3 big teams, the Old Firm and Kilmarnock, are doing important things here, and there's even a chance we could get all 3 teams in the knockout stages. Not likely, but a chance. So there's just a few days' time now until we play against Hearts in the league, and I will see you for that one very soon. So just as we start this Hearts game, just a quick update on the league. I know you saw it just a wee bit back then, but just in case you forgot, Hearts currently just 6 points behind us in 5th position, so it could be quite a tricky game, and that is why we have gone with a fairly full-strength team, especially after some of the players have recovered from being not so fit. The team for today's game is Francois in goal. Again, I feel bad for Morris, but there it is. Perez, Partners, Anderson at the back again, just as it should be. Sika on the right-hand side. Guerrero comes back on the left. Vlalic and Stacey partner each other in the middle of the park again with Jovic in front of them. Lambert on the right, and Ketia gets the game on the left-hand side. No Demal, no Alcatraz, no Alfred. I mean, there's a whole load of players that could play out on that left-hand side. Boba even. But no, Boba gets the game up front today. I mean, we have so many good players that I can't even decide what my best team is at the moment. On the bench, we have such players in the attacking areas like Alfredo, Alcatraz, Demal, Ryan Hamill, George Pena, and Rodriguez can cover at the back. A very strong team, and we should win this game somewhat comfortably. Fingers crossed. Rangers play against Celtic tomorrow, so we could go top of the table with a win here today, because Rangers won't be getting any points today. And remember, playing up against Hearts, we have a former striker, Ross Forrest, who plays up front for Hearts. And he's actually been playing pretty well for Hearts since moving there. The ball's played long by the defence there, and no one chases it down. So Francois collects it, plays it to Sika. Sika into Jovic, and Jovic back in that attacking midfield positions, finds Vlalic. And out here to Lambert. Jovic with it again. Linchpin in the middle of the park there. I'm not going to compliment him again. Vlalic with it now in that deep line playmaker role, plays it forward to Jovic. Jovic's got men supporting him if he needs him. He finds Guerrero. Switches it to Vlalic. It could come out to Sika. It does indeed. We're stretching them wide now. Sika into the box. Gets, I'll say, fouled. It's another one of those FM fouls that doesn't look like a foul, but it is. So we'll take it. And Ketia takes the penalty kick and he thrashes it into the bottom right-hand side. I'm not quite sure what that celebration is. It almost looked like he was doing some kind of chickeny dance, something like that. But he scored the goal anyway, right in the bottom corner. It was a very, very good penalty. And he goes away. It looks like he is flapping his arms like a bird. Peculiar celebration, but we'll take it. We'll take 1-0. Hearts yet to have a shot in the game. And Anderson's got the ball here. It's played forward toward Nketiah, but he doesn't chase it down. And now Hearts play the ball long. Forrest heads it back to Burgess. Burgess cuts infield and Nketiah is tracking him. And Burgess continues to run and plays it to Adaramola on the left back position. Lambert with a great challenge. Adaramola with the ball again though. Back to Connell. The ball swung in towards Burgess. Can Francois save? No, he cannot. That's one of the worst attempts at saving I've ever seen. The ball swung in here by Connell, and Francois dives before the ball was even kicked. Before the shot was taken, Francois has already decided to dive, and he's not only decided to dive before it was taken, but he's decided to dive over where the ball was going to go. Hearts' first shot, and they score a goal. After I was complimenting Francois so much, he goes and does something stupid like that. But fingers crossed, it's just a blip and not something that's going to happen a lot. I hope. Millward comes inside here for Hearts. He's driving past Jovic, finds Daly Campbell toward Burgess, but it's cleared away. Only as far as Craig here, the centre-back for Hearts, finds Daly Campbell and Burgess again. And Guerrero will track him back, hopefully. The ball's played in toward the middle, but Lambert collects it and we can break away here. Lambert going down the left-hand side now. He's got the man in the middle of the season. Boba hits it, and what a finish from Boba. His third of the season. For some reason, I thought he scored a few more than that. Maybe it was last year he scored a lot of goals, but his third of the season, very nice. He's been playing a lot of games off the left-hand side, but today he gets to lead the line, and he's showing how good a striker he is with a great finish there. Lambert with a drive and run, and Boba first time into the side of the goal there. And it's half an hour played, and we're up 2-1. There's a throw-in from Sika towards Jovic. He collects it on the edge of the box. Back to Vlalic. Vlalic with it. What's he going to do? He finds Stacey. Can he get it out wide? Finds Nketiah. Jovic. Boba. Oh, wonderful play. He cartwheels off to the side there. What a goal from Boba. Oh, it's a beautiful passing performance here. Lovely play. Vlalic finds Stacey. One-touch pass. And into Nketiah. Back to Stacey. Nketiah. Jovic through to Boba. Oh, that was perfect. One-touch football. Beautiful goal. And we're up 3-1. They're thinking there's a tight offside. That's not a tight offside. It's a country mile in that. And Boba finishes it for his second of the game, our third. And it's 3-1. We've reached half-time and it's still 3-1. No more highlights. I'm just thinking back to that goal just a few minutes ago. That was beautiful offensive play from us. Lambert swings the ball into the back post. It's headed by Perez. Nearly his second goal in 2 games, but not quite. Lambert with the ball again. Back to Stacey. Could this be a second chance here from this highlight? Vlalic out to Lambert. Can he swing the ball in? He goes down the line. Challenged by Daly Campbell, and that's surely the end of the highlight. It is indeed. Guerrero has the ball here on the edge of the box. He gets challenged, and it looks like that's going to be a red card for Burgess. It is indeed his second yellow, and he has been sent off with 10 minutes to go. We've made a few changes to the midfield, and Rodriguez has come on for Perez at the back, as Perez was very tired. So you'll see here, Jovic with the ball out to Alcatraz, who's come on the right. And we've also got Pena playing in midfield as well. But down the left-hand side comes Hearts, even though they're down to 10 men. They're attacking here. Finds Millward and Forrest, and Millward with it on the edge of the box. Back to Barlow. Out to Adaramola. That's a hard word for me to say. He drives in field. Oh my goodness, what a solo effort from the left back. And nearly resulted in a goal, but a good save from Francois. The ball was swinging from this corner. Cottrell swings it in toward the back post, and it's headed away by Guerrero. Boba with it. Could this be a breakaway for us? Boba gets past his man. Oh, just runs into Daly Campbell at the end there, and it's cleared away for nothing. But we come with the ball again, and Nketiah drives infield. Will he hit this? No, he finds Alcatraz. Jovic hits it. Oh, and it's a beautiful goal. The 5th goal of the season for Jovic. Our 4th in the game. I thought that the move was over after Boba was challenged, but not quite. Instead, Nketiah got the ball, drove infield, a couple of passes, and Jovic tucks the ball away. Nketiah, Alcatraz, Jovic, goal. 4-1. And that is full time. A nice 4-1 victory there. 2 for Boba, 1 for Nketiah and 1 for Jovic at the end. You can see everyone that played 90 minutes there is all above a 7 rating. Solid performance. And that puts us top of the league. But I'm not going to end the episode right there because the Old Firm game's tomorrow. So we'll see how that plays out. And if Rangers don't win, then we are actually top of the league. If they do win, then unfortunately they go back top of the league. So you know what? I'll see you in just a second to see how Rangers got on against Celtic. And Celtic got a 93rd minute equaliser to level with Rangers, which means we stay 1 point ahead of Rangers after this round of fixtures. A nice way to go into this international break, top of the table. And we're going to come back for the next episode. It'll be a very interesting episode. We've got Dundee United in the Betfred Cup final, which a final is always fun. Even if it's just a Betfred Cup, it could be the start of a domestic treble. You never know. And we get to play Atletico Madrid in the Champions League group stage. The last game, depending how that goes, we might need to win that game to get into the knockout stages of the Champions League, which would be crazy, in my opinion, but it would be amazing as well, nonetheless. So it'll be a very, very exciting episode for you to see next time out here on the Killie Boys. If you have enjoyed this one, then do leave a like on the video. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until the next one, we'll see you then.